This episode of Ham Talk Live is brought to you by Tower Electronics. For connectors, cables, and more, call 920-435-2973 or visit pl-259.com. And by ICOM. Heard it, worked it, logged it. Visit www.icomamerica.com/amateur for more information about ICOM radios.
It's Ham Radio.
Hey, good evening, everyone. It's time for Ham Talk Live. It's episode number 203. Team Exuberance CW 2020, recorded live on Thursday, March 12th, 2020. I'm your host, Neil Rapp, WB9VPG. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Ham Talk Live. Tonight, we're joined by Bryant Rascoll, KG5HVO, and Marty Sullaway, NN1C, and we'll take your calls live in just a few minutes. Last week here on the show, Joe Eisenberg, K0NEB, was here to talk about some new kits, and if you missed that show, you can listen anytime at hamtalklive.com or on your favorite podcast app or on YouTube. And, of course, we have the rebroadcast every Saturday night at about 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time over on WTWW. That's 5085 on the AM dial, 5085. And you can catch the rebroadcast there. So we're going to be talking about these young contesters tonight. And so if you have a question for them and you're listening to us live on Thursday night, you can give us a call after the interview by calling this phone number, 859-982-7373. And I'll give you that phone number again later, but we'll do it again here in just a second so you can write that down and have it ready to go. It's 859-982-7373. And we'll let you know when it's time to call, but that's the number to have handy. You can also tweet us. We'll be watching that. It's at Ham Talk Live on Twitter. And, of course, if you're on Spreaker, we'll be watching the chat here as well. So I'll be back with Bryant and Marty right after this word from ICOM America right here on Ham Talk Live. Get out and be active with ICOM's new IC705 and its optional multifunction backpack. The IC705 is your perfect QRP companion as you have base station features and functionality at the tip of your fingers in a portable package covering HF 6 meters, 2 meters, and 70 centimeters. This compact rig weighs in at 1 kilogram or just over 2 pounds with RF direct sampling for most of the HF band and IF sampling for frequencies above 25 megahertz and a large 4.3-inch color touchscreen with live band scope and waterfall. It runs 5 watts with a battery, 10 watts with a power supply. It has sideband, CW, AM, FM, and full D-Star functions, a micro USB connector, Bluetooth, wireless LAN, micro SD card slot, integrated GPS with antenna and GPS logger, and the speaker mic comes standard and supports QRP operations. The perfect accessory for your IC705 is the optional backpack, LC192, with a special compartment for your IC705 and room for accessories for soda activations or just a day in the park. Visit ICOMAmerica.com/amateur for more information about ICOM radios.
Right now, you could be sitting on a beach, sipping a drink with an umbrella in it, and enjoying the good life. But instead, you've decided to listen to Ham Talk Live. So we thank you. And now here's Neil Rapp with more of the show.
Welcome back to Ham Talk Live. ICOMAmerica.com/amateur is the place to go to find out more about ICOM radios. And thanks to ICOM America for sponsoring Ham Talk Live every Thursday night. And thanks for joining us tonight. And our guests tonight are some familiar faces to Ham Talk Live. First, Bryant Rascoll, KG5HVO, is a 16-year-old ham that's a past winner of the Bill Pasternak WA6ITF Memorial Amateur Radio Newsline Young Ham of the Year Award. And Bryant is a member of the Montgomery, Alabama Amateur Radio Club, the Alabama Contest Group, the Georgia Contest Group, and CW Ops, just to name a few. He was a participant in the World Radio Sport Team Championships last summer in Germany and was a member of the 2017 Dave Coulter Youth DX Adventure to Costa Rica and 2019 to Curacao. And he was the 2019 Yoda Month coordinator for Youth on the Air in the Americas. Marty Sullaway, NN1C, is 18 years old. He became a ham at age 12 in November 2014, and he is also a past winner of the Newsline Young Ham of the Year Award. 4 months after he became a ham, he upgraded to general, now has his extra. He enjoys tinkering, rag chewing, and contesting. He builds his own antennas and likes to help people get on HF and mentor other hams. He also recently has been getting into design and manufacturing of some electronic devices, one of which is an interface box for SO2R, that's single operator 2 radios. He is a past speaker at the Dayton Hamvention Youth Forum, as is Bryant, and often contributes to various ham radio podcasts, and he is the travel coordinator for Youth on the Air Camp that's coming up this summer. And Marty will be studying engineering at Northeastern University in the fall. So, Bryant, Marty, thanks for coming on the show. And by the way, both of these young men will be teaching contesting at the upcoming Youth on the Air Camp coming up June 21st. So welcome back to the show, guys.
Great to be here.
Thanks for having us, Neil. It's always a fun time.
Well, we try to have some fun, and we try to let people know what's going on with various activities, and you've got another one coming up. Now, Team Exuberance was something that started up last year and had a great experience, number one in North America. Last year with the single sideband CQ Worldwide contest, and now you've got something new. So, Bryant, tell us about Team Exuberance's latest event.
Oh, well, thanks, Neil. So, Team Exuberance started last year when Violetta Latham, KK8AT, asked Tim Duffy, K3LR, if she could invite a group of her ham radio contest friends to compete from his world-class superstation in the WPX SSB 2019 contest. And Tim Duffy generously said, yes, you can definitely do that. And that was the real start. And we had a phenomenal time during that competition, created new relationships, scored first in North America in the multi-2 category. So we had a great time, made over 6,000 QSOs, and Marty, who is also on the show tonight, co-led that event and did a great job creating our strategy and coordinating a lot of our travel efforts. And we really think the event was a success because not only did we have fun and make a high score in the contest, but we hopefully inspired a lot of other youth to become active in radio sport competitions. This year, Tim Duffy asked me to assemble a dream team of youth operators for the WPX CW 2020 contest. This was fun, but also quite difficult. As small as youth and radio sport is, there are some really outstanding CW ops out there. But I am super excited about this team. They're from 4 continents and 6 countries. We have Bruce Yang, KN8U, who also holds BH4 EPL, and he won the World Rookie Plaque last year in the WPX CW 2019 contest, and is active from W4AQL, or the Georgia Tech Radio Club. We also have Marty, NN1C, fantastic operator from Massachusetts, who I believe made over 3,000 QSOs, just running 100 watts in the ARRL DX CW 2020 contest just a few weekends ago. And again, just an outstanding technical expert, strategist, and we're super excited to have him on the team. We also have David, VE7DZO, another great operator from British Columbia, who puts up some great scores in the CQ Worldwide events, and he does really fantastic for his setup with just a 4-element Yagi on 20 and a 2-element on 40, and so and he can also copy 55 words a minute, so another very impressive operator. We have Matthias Acevedo Vanfrey from Chile. Matthias is an awesome guy. I can consider him a mentor as well as a peer. I was very fortunate to be his teammate at WRTC 2018 in Germany. He's super smart, a killer CW op, and he's actually tracking for another place at WRTC 2022 in Italy. We have Philip, DK6SP, who is currently a QRV in Zambia, as 9J2LA as part of a D-Expedition there. Another great operator, a WRTC 2018 competitor. We also have Tommy, HA8RT, who was on Team Exuberance last year and is from Hungary. Tommy actually was the regional winner for the high-speed telegraphy competition in Eastern Europe a couple years ago. We know that from last year that he can definitely run a European pile-up. It's just like operating at home for him. Again, tons of contesting experience for someone his age. And then myself, I enjoy doing single ops from my home, as well as contesting with the Georgia Contest Group at WW4LL, and am a big proponent for youth and radio, as it's given me opportunities that I wouldn't have imagined when I first got my license. Marty, do you want to add anything?
No, I think Bryant did a fantastic job. We're just so excited to have this opportunity, and Bryant said it well. It's a dream team, and I'm honored to be surrounded by just fantastic operators, and I think Brian's spoken well to our preparation going into this, and bringing a lot of operators together is a lot of work. It costs a lot of money, obviously, but we know that with hard work and persistence, we can be successful. I think there's one thing I had to offer about our operations. There is no magic. There's a lot of grit and sweat and planning and strategy that goes into them. And we are going to continue that and hopefully be successful again in the CQWPX contest, CW contest this May. And if Bryant said that finding a team of youth contesters was hard, youth CW contesters, there are even fewer of us, but as the name suggests, we are exuberant and excited and practicing, and we are stoked for WPX CW 2020.
Well, you all really have assembled a dream team, and most of these operators on the team, if not all of them, are better CW operators than a lot of us, and I can guarantee you I can't copy 55 words a minute, and never did, even when I was running code a lot. So it's pretty impressive that you've got members like that can really get the speed up and get going on this, and I look forward to hearing how you all do on this one as well. And I know the first one just went nearly flawlessly. So we've kind of looked at the operators and who those will be. Let's talk a little bit, Brian, about how people can help out the cause here for the event? How can they help?
Sure. So one of our goals as an organization is to promote youth in radio sport. So any mention or promotion of Team Exuberance is helping with awareness and letting the larger amateur radio community know that there are indeed kids and youth contesters out there on the air and having fun. But if you want to help in a really tangible way, we have a GoFundMe campaign going on. It's on our website, teamexuberance.org. I'll say that again, teamexuberance.org. And we are fundraising to cover the cost of the travel expenses for the team to get to and from K3LR, and to also cover some of the lodging cost and food. Marty, do you have anything?
No, I think it's important just to note that we take donations. We're very grateful for all donations that come in, and a big part of what we do is trying to make sure that what we're doing is accessible to anybody who's proficient and skilled to join the team. And we want to make sure that it's financially accessible for everybody who we have invited, and that means removing the financial burden from the operator. You don't want that to be a limiting factor. So all of the funds go directly to cover our costs. There's no profiting. There's no money making. This is, I think, it's a really meaningful donation to amateur radio, because you see the funds going directly into giving young people experiences, and I think the experiences that I've crafted in amateur radio have been invaluable for my life and invaluable for my growth, both personal and as a contester. And I think these experiences really propel each operator to the next level. So it's a privilege to be part of this team, and it's a privilege to ask for your support. And if you're going to contribute to an amateur radio cause this year, I would suggest that Team Exuberance is a really good one to support.
Yes, and I also just want to add in a big thank you to all of the individuals and clubs that have already contributed to Team Exuberance, because we really wouldn't be able to do this without your support and generosity towards youth in contesting.
Seriously, it's very touching when we find out that somebody thought what we were doing was special enough to donate, and we're very grateful for every single penny. Seriously, every penny helps.
So, yeah, make sure you check that out, and on GoFundMe, and they're raising the money, and I put my donation in pretty early on, and encourage you to do the same. It's just a great, like I said, a great opportunity for youth, and there are some other youth contesting things that for example, Yark has tried to put together that kind of comes off of this whole Team Exuberance thing. To get more young people involved in contesting, and it's a real role model for young hams, and gives them the experience of or the knowledge of knowing that there are great young hams that are great young operators out there. And so it's a great role model as well. And Bryant, I know that should there be any funds left over, there's a cause that's near and dear to your heart, because you've been on 2 of these expeditions. So, I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to use the word expedition. It's adventure. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yes. So any remaining funds that we have left over from this Team Exuberance operation, we will be contributing to the Dave Coulter Memorial Youth DX Adventure, which is a great organization that gives youth operators the opportunity to travel to a DX location like Curacao or Costa Rica or the island of Saba, and it really gives them the opportunity to receive mentoring and to run some really fast-paced pile-ups from the Caribbean on the HF bands. I've been very fortunate to be on 2 Youth DX Adventure teams, one in 2017 that went to Costa Rica, and one in 2019 that went to Curacao at the PJ2T contest station. And both were just phenomenal experiences, getting to meet and operate with other youth who shared the same passion for DXing and contesting, and to also receive some coaching and instruction from Don Dubon, N6JRL, and Jim Storms, AB8YK, who work really hard to organize and put these events on for youth contesters. So the Youth DX Adventure is another youth dedicated and heavily driven and motivated organization to draw youth into the hobby and to nurture them in their journey.
Now, we've got one other thing that we kind of need to talk about here, and it's been a pretty crazy last couple of days, and I'm sure, everybody is kind of sick of hearing about this coronavirus thing, and I tried to avoid it because I'm sick of hearing about it. And I was announcing a basketball tournament tonight, and got a phone call right in the middle of the tournament that school's canceled tomorrow, and we're doing all this stuff with e-learning to try to keep going with school. Without being there, and John W4USF, who is in the chat, was like, great to have Ham Talk Live to listen to, because the Big Ten basketball tournament is gone, and now the NCAA tournament's gone, and all these things are being canceled, and there's all kinds of stuff going on, and it's kind of crazy. But Marty, I'm sure you're keeping an eye on this, because you do have some international people coming in on this.
Well, certainly, Neil, and I'd first like to mention that I turn off the tournaments to listen to Ham Talk Live. It's really a key part of my my afternoon routine, my Thursday evening routine. But of course, we are monitoring the coronavirus, the COVID-19 outbreak here in the United States, and we are following it closely. Our top priority is protecting, safeguarding all of our team members and their families, and we would not want to do anything that would jeopardize that. So we are closely monitoring the situation, and we will take action as needed. But so far we are just monitoring and soaking in as much data as we can, and talking to as many experts as we can, so we can act responsibly and act with information.
And that's what a lot of events are doing right now, is just kind of watching to see what's going to happen. I know, some local ham fests around here for this weekend have canceled. So just keep an eye on this stuff before you take off to Hamfest. You might want to check the website and just kind of make sure. But that's what's going on right now. So we'll leave it at that, and know that we're keeping an eye on it. And
wash your hands.
And so is and wash your hands. Wash your hands, and wash your hands, and sing happy birthday
and wash your hands
while
again.
You're doing it. Yes, and wash your hands again. So we'll keep being vigilant about it, and hopefully things will. Let's see, what was it? The flattening the curve. Yeah, so hopefully we'll get the curve flattened soon, and we can kind of get back to normal. So we'll leave it there. Well, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk a little more with Bryant and Marty, and we'll take your phone calls and your questions right after this word from Tower Electronics right here on Ham Talk Live.
Thanks for choosing Tower Electronics. How may we help you today? We have PL259s, we have in connectors, we have SMA adapters, we have BNC adapters. What can I show you today?
Where's the tower?
Well, we don't actually have a tower with us, but we have all kinds of things you can use with a tower. We have power poles, antennas, Soldering irons and meters?
Where's the tower?
Ma'am, that's the name of our company. We can't haul towers to all the Hamfests across the country that we visit, but we have almost every connector and adapter you would need to connect your antenna that's on your tower.
I don't think there's a tower back there. I really don't.
Tower Electronics. Visit us at a Hamfest near you or call 920-435-2973 or see our whole catalog at pl-259.com. Sorry, one thing we don't have is a tower.
Join the conversation. Give us a call at 859-982-7373. Again, the number to call is 859-982-7373. Or, if you'd rather type than talk, tweet us at Ham Talk Live. Now, here's Neil Rapp with more Ham Talk Live.
Oh, yeah. You're talking ham radio, baby. You're listening to Ham Talk Live with Neil Rapp.
Tower Electronics Hamfest schedule coming up. They were scheduled for Toledo on March 15th this weekend, and I believe that's been canceled, so you might want to check on that. But coming up on their schedule, they have April 18th in Staunton, Wisconsin, just outside of Madison, Wisconsin. But, hey, you can visit them anytime you want at pl-259.com. And thanks to Tower Electronics for bringing Ham Talk Live to you every Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, right here at hamtalklive.com. And be sure to check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And it's time for your calls now. So if you have a question for Bryant and or Marty, give us a call. Phone number is 859-982-7373. Again, 859-982-7373. Or you can tweet us at Ham Talk Live. If you're in the Spreaker chat, you can comment there as well. And if you're listening to us on the podcast edition of the show or on WTWW, I'm sorry, but we're not here. So it's Thursday night right now. Chris Bloxham A4CB says we just canceled the Gulf Coast Amateur Radio Club Hamfest in Pasco County, Florida. So there's another cancellation coming on. So again, check the websites if you're going to a Hamfest. We're planning on going to a Hamfest here in the next few weeks because there have been quite a few of those canceled, so make sure you check that out. Okay, again, 859-982-7373 is the phone number to call, and we'll check Twitter here, and we'll check some of the chat and everything, but feel free to give us a call, 859-982-7373. And thanks to Marty in N1C, he's the engineer behind 859-982-7373. So thanks to Marty for working on our phone system. And actually, we've got an interesting question from John I'm going to take here before we talk about some things that they learned at K3LR last time around. John W4USF wants to know, what got both of you interested in ham radio? So, Marty, we'll go to you first this time.
I'll punt to Bryant. He has a much more interesting story.
Oh, okay. Bryant,
all right.
There you go. You're on.
So I've always been interested in two-way communications. From a very young age, I was always playing outside with my younger brother, and we had walkie-talkies, and we would play in the woods and perform different experiments and, try and learn as much as we could, about how terrain and topography affects, radio signals. And that eventually led to an interest in CB radio, unfortunately. But it was really cool, though, because it was about 2014 when the solar cycle was at its peak. And so I was hearing lots of stations from across the country, and that got me even more interested. And I'm a Boy Scout, and I decided that I wanted to take the Radio Merit Badge course at Auburn University. And while we were at the course, the instructor made a contact in the ARRL DX SSB contest in 2015, and he made a contact to the Netherlands, and that sealed the deal for me. I wanted to become a ham radio operator, and I was hooked on DX, and I was fortunate to join a really good club in New Orleans, Louisiana, that was able to help me get started in the hobby. So I guess I'll shoot it back at Marty.
Certainly. My story is not nearly as interesting. It actually starts on the internet. I discovered amateur radio, I think it was a YouTube video to be precise. I think that's what I've decided the answer is. I didn't know any radio hams or anything like that, and I just started studying. I figured out there's this ham radio thing. I took a bunch of practice tests, and my favorite ham radio experience was when I went to get my technician license. I walked into the exam, as a young kid, and the examiner said, "Oh, is your father here to take sit for the exam?" I said, "No, I am." So what class of license does your father have? They asked. "Oh, no, I'm the only ham." So your grandfather was a ham, right? No, sir. I just found ham radio on the internet. I studied, and now I'm here to take the test. "Oh, well, you're going to fail, son." And I said, "No, sir, I'm going to pass the test." And the rest is history, as they like to say. I was quickly hooked. I became active on 2-meter repeaters, which morphed into learning about HF. I learned so much on those 2-meter repeaters. I can't tell people enough how great that period of my life was for Elmering and mentorship. And then I went on to get my general, and HF came soon after. And once I was bit by the contesting bug, as they say, the rest was history. And I have just been so privileged and honored to be surrounded by a great community with fantastic mentors and Elmers to learn from, and contesters who have both shown me the way and given me opportunities to use their stations and practice new things. And when the opportunity came to become involved with Team Exuberance, I said, yes, this is the thing. Because like Bryant, one of my biggest goals is keep getting more people involved in amateur radio and advancing what we do. I am a big technology for amateur radio, a technology developer for amateur radio, and I love this hobby. It has been such a key part of my education and my experiences, and it's the best gift I've ever been given, which was my amateur radio journey. And it started out with that YouTube video way back then, and the VE who wouldn't let me take the test.
Well, I think that's still a pretty good story, and I know that your second favorite gift. Not
you know what?
First, but your second favorite gift.
My second favorite gift is within reach. Actually, it would
really?
be at the 2017 Dayton Hamvention, outside of the what was it called? The old the low ceiling
forums room, yeah.
The forums buildings. This guy from Ohio presented me with a plastic chicken and a plastic fries, and the chicken and the fries squeak. And I still have them both, and it was this really nice guy named D-Rap. The next year he started a podcast called Ham Talk Live. And my call sign at the time was KC1CWF, chicken with fries. And believe it or not, it is maybe 15 feet from where I'm standing right now.
So now he's just in one chicken, but
one chicken.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Well, Troy W9KVR wants a follow up on this, and this is something that I'm kind of noticing a trend with young hams. Is why CW? How did you get interested specifically in CW?
So
Bryant?
For me, I was really interested in DX when I first got my general, and I lived in New Orleans, Louisiana at the time. And I had a very small station, just a few dipole antennas in a tree in the front yard, and so I was having a lot of trouble contacting DX stations on SSB, and I was talking to a few guys at the Jefferson Amateur Radio Club about my frustrations, and they said, "Oh, well, you might want to just try CW," and that really was a great suggestion, and they let me take a practice oscillator home, and I just began tapping out CW since late 2016, and it's been really awesome because CW will get through when SSB won't, and I find CW pileups to be a lot of fun and a great challenge that takes a lot of practice and skill to become proficient at. So I hope that answers your question, Marty.
All right, Marty.
Yeah, I mean, I think CW is kind of it's certainly the place where I think there's actually the most kind of growth and change in techniques in operating at the moment, and with the kind of advent of 2BSIQ, or synchronized interleaving of QSOs on two bands during contests, that really drew me in. And if you want to be a competitive contester, that's something you need in your arsenal. And I gotta say, once you do a code contest, phone contesting seems a little bit less fun, and I really enjoy CW contesting immensely for two reasons. One of which is it's just a really good brain exercise, and there's always room for constant improvement, and you can measure your improvement. And two, because we have lots of great training tools to use to practice CW. And there are a lot of great programs out there to get people into CW. I highly recommend, if you're not a CW operator or a recovering CW operator, CW Ops, which their website is cwops.org, I believe, runs the CW Academy, or CWA, which are leveled courses for introducing people to Morse code, or CW. They're level 1 courses, a great introduction to learning how to send CW. And if you want to make the jump, I recommend you go to their website, cwops.org, and sign up for a course. It's free, and it's really fantastic. And once you take the first course, you can level up. So to tie in learning CW, my strong recommendation is check out CW Ops. Bryant and I are both members, and CW Ops is fantastic. And, of course, there's plenty of other great pieces of software out there for learning CW, but that's certainly a place to go look. So ham radio, CW is cool. CW is in, and it's really just a fantastic part of the hobby, and it's a game to continually improve. And Bryant hit the head on the hammer. There's always room for refinement and improvement, and it's kind of cool. You know, it's the original digital mode, and it's a cool common denominator to have in our bag of tricks. And there's nothing more exhilarating than sending your call sign to a distant, weak DX station on CW and having them come back to you, and that thrill will never leave me.
Yeah, and
yes,
like I said, I'm noticing a trend with young hams, and one of the things that we noticed with Yoda Month was people saying, "Why are you kids on sideband more? Why are you on CW all the time?" So it was kind of funny to hear that.
Yes. You know, Yoda Month was Yoda Month 2019 was a great success. Thanks to your help, Neil, and to the many Yoda Month operators worldwide that got on to promote youth and amateur radio. And CW, yes, quite successful mode. Lots of pileups. I think one of the best runs I had using the Kilo 8 Alpha call sign was on 20 meter CW on a Sunday morning. The Europeans just kept calling, and I kept answering. So lots of fun on CW.
Can I just jump in here?
Sure.
We got a question on Facebook, which I thought was kind of interesting. And can I address it real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So Bob W3RQ Facebooked me. And he asked again about coronavirus, particularly not only for Team Exuberance, but also for multi-operator stations in general, and I thought it was worth addressing. So for Team Exuberance, again, your donations are safe. The money will only go to benefit our operations. In the event of some sort of contingency, it's not the last thing you'll see from us. So we are a nonprofit incorporated in Massachusetts, and we are going to continue to work on great projects. But I assure you, nothing is going to waste. And multi-operator events in general, I'd say wash your hands, be cautious, and if you're sick, don't come. But a whole lot of common sense there.
Okay, very good. Well, yeah, we've got a lot of that going on. So wash your hands.
What do they say? Social distancing?
And wash your hands. Yeah, social distancing. But see, with ham radio, you get you don't have to be
I'd say watch your headsets. Be careful with maybe in a multi-operator environment. Take your own headset if you're worried.
Yeah.
That's a good precaution.
Which is a good idea anyway. Yeah.
If you want to, wipe down the key in the keyboard when you sit down at the position or the radio knob, another good thing you should do anyways. But single operator contesting is the best form of a coronavirus self-isolation you can possibly do. So if you want to stay safe, do a single op. If you want to stay safe from the world, do a single op.
You're not going to catch it over the airwaves.
No. Ham radio is the epitome of distance learning. So all of you who are trying to figure out Zoom right now, try 20 meters.
Yeah, there you go. All right, good stuff. Hey, let's switch gears a little bit. And if you want to call in, give us a call. 859-982-7373 is that phone number. 859-982-7373. But one of the things that I wanted to ask you was, you went through, the first time at K3LR, which, had to be, awe-inspiring when you walk in and you're like, wow, is this real? But when you walk in and you see everything, and after you kind of get settled a little bit and get into the groove, and on that last go around, what have you learned from that experience that, this time I'll know how to do, I'll know how to do this, or next time I'm going to do this different. What did you learn from that last experience, guys?
Well, I think from an operational point of view, we came into the last contest with a lot of meticulous strategy that worked well. I think a key element of being successful in contesting is not just when you sit down in the chair, but your understanding of conditions and propagation and openings. And I think we did a really good job last time of trying to keep ourselves familiar with what to expect, but knowing when to go off script when plans and reality don't quite line up. It's the operator's intuition that really leads to success. And I thought we were good at harnessing that, and harnessing that again, I think, is very important. For what we'd improve, I think last time we struggled a little bit. I mean, struggle is probably the wrong word, but we deviated from our operator schedule a little bit, and I think being even more strategic about that is certainly a challenge. And as always, at any sort of contest you do, making sure that you're always checking for different openings on different bands to make sure you're not missing anything. And, it's always being in the right place at the right time with the right antennas pointed in the right direction, doing the right thing. So there's a lot of rights there that's hard to nail every time, all the time. But we keep improving, and we plan diligently to make sure we are ready to do the best we can.
Bryant?
Wow, that was really good, Marty. And again, he did a great job formulating a strategy and getting the team prepared for the contest with the proper intel. One thing I learned is that you better bring your A game when operating at K3LR. He is an amazing coach, and he has high expectations for all of his operators. Another thing is communication can make or break a team. Even before we arrived at K3LR, Marty and Violetta did a great job at keeping us all aware of everything. And once we arrived and we were operating during the contest, we all needed to be on the same page with, again, propagation, band openings, run frequencies, operator schedules, etc. And we were all generally able to communicate that information pretty smoothly, but seeing it all in battle really hammered it through. And there were definitely some good runs, especially on 20 meters, and surprise openings on spotty bands like 15 and 10 meters. And we wanted to make sure that we really capitalized on those, and we will make sure we capitalize on band openings intensely this year in the WPX CW 2020 competition.
All right,
Bryant just hit the nail on the head.
Yeah,
couldn't have said it any better.
Look forward to just hearing you all on and watching the results. Although I have to admit my time is going to be a little bit limited that weekend, so I'm not sure how much I'll be able to listen. But maybe we can sneak that in between getting married and just a little bit of a other things going on that weekend. So yeah. Well, we're about out of time here, but before you go, guys, I kind of wanted to ask you personally, what does it mean to you to be a part of this team?
Well, I would say that we are all truly fortunate to have strong mentors like Tim Duffy, K3LR, and Ray Novak, N9JA at ICOM, who are trusting us kids. We all like to be taken seriously, and we hope that we can live up to the expectations and also inspire other youth operators to give contesting a try. It's kind of weird. I've only had my license for 5 years, but I've been given so many amazing opportunities to grow and learn in really big ways in the hobby. I think that the opportunities that I've been given have put me in a unique place to be more of a leader on the youth front. It's energizing, and I've made so many friends all over the world. A very cool thing. Just a few weeks ago, Marty was in the Atlanta area, and he was able to drive over to my QTH here in Montgomery, Alabama, and we got to work on a few antennas and have lots of fun messing with a 160-meter inverted L in my backyard. And last year, in 2018, Matthias, CE2LR, flew up from Chile, and we got to work the WPX CW 2018 competition from my home, just using simple equipment, dipoles and a few radios, and always keeping our hands on the paddling keyboard. But I'm very grateful for the relationships that Team Exuberance has opened up for me. Friendship and competition, just fun times.
Marty?
Yeah, Bryant said it so well. Ham radio opens doors, contesting opens doors, and I think we're both fortunate that we've kind of become like to admit it or not, I think it's true, we've kind of, Bryant particularly has rose to become kind of figures in this youth contesting landscape, and there's a lot of pressure there to make sure that we're doing the right thing and pushing as hard as we can, because we want to move this hobby forward and we want to keep drawing new people in, and we both think and have both dedicated so much time to contesting. We know how important it is and how fantastic a facet it is, and we think Team Exuberance is just a great opportunity to showcase that and encourage others to get into contesting. It's not scary. Having fun is very easy, and there is such a large community of people that want to see you successful and mentor you and support you as you grow. So again, to check out our website where there's more information, teamexuberance.org, and if you click on the big 2020 banner on the homepage, you'll be taken right to that page where we're providing some information about our latest operation in the CQWW WPX CW contest in the end of May. And, of course, we would really appreciate your donation to make this something that is financially accessible for all of our operators and doesn't place an undue burden on their families.
You read my mind. I was just getting ready to say, can you remind us one more time where to donate and find more information? So, as usual, Marty, excellent job. Bryant, thank you so much for coming on and heading this one up, and wish you all the best of luck with the contest. And again, I'm sorry if I don't get to work you, but I might be a little bit busy that weekend, but we'll make it work. And also look forward to seeing both of you at Youth on the Air camp this summer. So thanks so much, guys.
Can I just add one thing in real quick?
Sure.
I just wanted to give a big thank you to Tim Duffy, K3LR, for the use of his station for this, and ICOM America for their generous support, as they do also support Ham Talk Live as well. Without both of those two groups, this would not be possible. And all our donors who have supported us already, and those who we hope will do so in the future, especially the clubs who have made sizable donations, we are very grateful, and we feel very fortunate to be able to provide this opportunity. So thank you from the bottom of our hearts, very seriously.
Yes, thanks to K3LR and N9JA at ICOM. Without their generosity and support, events like these for youth operators simply wouldn't be possible.
Yeah, and we appreciate all that they do. And there's all kinds of great things out there for youth because of generosity and people that are grabbing the bull by the horns and getting these things moving. And this is one of the bigger ones, and so we appreciate everyone's support. We appreciate Ray and Tim and their work on this, and there's more coming. There's just more and more opportunities for this, and when I was that age, I wish I would have had all those opportunities as a young ham, because there's some pretty cool stuff going on. So hopefully it will continue to shine and continue to grow. So thanks so much for being on the show, guys, and I will see you soon, hopefully at Hamvention, we hope.
We hope.
Yes, we hope so.
Okay.
Fingers crossed.
Yep. All right. Well, hopefully that will work out, and if not, well, I'll be seeing you soon anyway. Well, that is a wrap for this week's edition of Ham Talk Live. Thanks to my guests, Bryant Rascoll, KG5HVO and Marty Sullaway, NN1C. Everybody out there in cyberspace for listening and typing in tonight. We had a lot of people on the chat, so thanks for that. And it's always great to hear from all of you in the chat room there. And we invite you back next Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, and we'll talk more about ham radio. For a list of all of our upcoming guests, you can find that at hamtalklive.com. And if you like the show, please leave us a review. That helps others find us faster. So for now, this is Neil Rapp, WB9VPG, saying 7375, and as always, may the good DX be yours.